You know, the world of data is absolutely exploding. It's creating all these incredible new jobs and opportunities. But for a lot of people, trying to break in feels like you've been dropped in a foreign country without a map. Well, think of this explainer as your map. By the time we're done, you won't just get the lay of the land, you'll have a practical toolkit to actually start your journey. So, here's how we're going to tackle it. First, we'll dive into what this new world of data is all about. Then, we'll break down the two main flavors of analytics. After that, we'll peek behind the curtain to see how companies actually structure their data teams. We'll also look at two real-world career stories and wrap it all up with a 10-point toolkit you can start using today. So, what's all the buzz? Why is everyone and their cousin talking about data careers? Well, to put it simply, it's your business. The companies that really know how to use their data are the ones that win, and that's created this massive demand for people who can turn numbers into real value. But here's the thing. Before you can land one of those cool jobs, you've got to understand what data professionals actually do day to day. Okay, first things first, let's get one thing straight. Data analysis isn't just one thing. It really boils down to two very different approaches. Think of it like driving a car. One approach is all about looking in the rearview mirror to see where you've been. The other is about looking through the windshield to see what's coming up ahead. Let's break down these two faces of analytics. So on one side, you have what's called traditional business intelligence, or BI. This is your rearview mirror. It's all about looking backward, using historical data from last quarter, web traffic from last month, to build reports and dashboards. It's all about answering one simple but super important question: what happened? Now, let's flip that coin. On the other side, you've got advanced analytics. This is all about looking through the windshield. Instead of just describing the past, it uses fancy statistical models to try and forecast the future. We're shifting from what happened to making a really educated guess about what will happen. In this slide, it really nails the difference. Traditional BI absolutely needs high-quality data. I mean, the reports have to be spot on, right? But advanced analytics, that's all about high volume. The data can be a little messy, a little chaotic, because the goal isn't a perfect report. The goal is to find those hidden, predictive patterns inside mountains of information. All right, so we get it. There are different kinds of analytics. But how do companies actually organize the people doing this work? I mean, where do they fit in the org chart? Turns out there are pretty much three main ways to do it. And here they are, the three main models. In a centralized model, you've got one big analytics team that acts like an internal agency serving the entire company. Then you have the decentralized model, where analysts are actually embedded right into the business units, like marketing or finance. And of course, there's the hybrid model, which is a mix of both, a central command with some troops out in the field. Okay, that's the theory. But what does this look like in the real world, right? Let's bring this all to life by looking at the careers of two data veterans, Ray Harris and Jeremy Adamson. Their stories really go to show that there is absolutely no single right way to get into this field. Let's talk about Ray Harris first. He studied this interesting mix of IT and business, and he just had this pure, simple passion. He wanted to play with data every single day. When he couldn't find the perfect role, he didn't just sit around and wait. He said, "To heck with it, I'll do it myself," and founded his own data consultancy, Data Wazo. Just built it from the ground up. And then you've got Jeremy Adamson, whose journey was, well, let's just say it wasn't a straight line. He started in web development, then made a hard pivot to civil engineering, then got a master's in statistics, and finally topped it all off with an MBA. It sounds like it's all over the place, but as he puts it, in the end, it all came together. And this is so cool because Jeremy's journey really shows how these skills that seem totally unrelated can come together to form the perfect toolkit. Web dev gave him his coding chops, civil engineering taught him project management, the master's degree gave him the deep stats knowledge, and the MBA taught him how to speak the language of business. What a powerful mix. So, seeing these stories, you're probably wondering, okay, great, what can I do right now? Well, this last section, this is your personal roadmap. We've taken all this fantastic advice from experts like Ray and Jeremy and distilled it into a practical 10-point toolkit to help you land that first role. First things first, let's build the foundation. Number one, you gotta learn the tools. Master at least one from each major family. Tech alone isn't gonna cut it. That's number two. Learn the business. Understand what they're trying to achieve so you can talk about data as a business solution, not just a tech thing. And that leads right into number three. Reverse engineer your projects. Don't start with the data, start with the business goal and work your way backwards. And this brings me to a point that is so important. Your ability to communicate might be even more valuable than your technical skills. I mean, Jeremy's quote here just says it all, doesn't it? If you can't explain a really complex idea, like a neural net, to someone who's not an expert, then its value is basically lost. It's those soft skills that turn a good analyst into a truly great one. Okay, ready to kick things into high gear? These are your career accelerators. You need to show your work, get a portfolio together. You can use free tools like Tableau for this. Next, build that network. Get on LinkedIn and don't just connect, actually talk to people. Be proactive too. If you see a company you think you can help, just reach out. And finally, find a mentor. Seriously, learning from someone who's already been there, who has the bruises and scars, is going to save you so much time and effort. So, when you boil it all down, what's the secret sauce? It's clear that a successful career in data isn't just about being the best coder or the smartest stats genius. It's this unique blend of three things: those hard technical skills, a real understanding of the business, and that crucial human connection that lets you turn data into action. So look, you've got the map, you've got the toolkit, you understand the landscape, and you have actionable advice from the pros. The only question left is the one right here on your screen. What is the very first step you're going to take on your data journey?